For the first 3 years after my Parkinson's diagnosis, I felt like I was trapped in a body that refused to cooperate. Mornings were the worst. I would wake up feeling like I had been hit by a truck. My muscles were stiff and rigid. My tremors would start before I even got out of bed. And the fatigue was so overwhelming that some days I could barely make it to the kitchen to take my medication by 10 a.m. I would feel slightly better for a few hours thanks to my levodopa, but by 2 p.m., the crash would hit. Tremors would intensify, my energy would plummet, and I would spend the rest of the afternoon and evening feeling frozen, exhausted and frustrated. My neurologist kept adjusting my medications, increasing doses, adding new drugs, but nothing seemed to give me consistent relief. I felt like I was losing myself piece by piece, watching my independence slip away and wondering if this was just how life with Parkinson's was supposed to be. Then everything changed. And I mean everything changed, not because of a new medication or a surgical procedure, but because I completely transformed what I ate. And more importantly, when I ate it within 6 weeks of changing my daily eating pattern, my morning stiffness decreased by about 60%. My tremors became noticeably less intense and more manageable. My energy levels stabilized throughout the day without the terrible afternoon crashes. And I gained back 3 to 4 hours of good functional time every single day where I could move freely, think clearly, and actually enjoy life today. I am going to walk you through exactly what I eat in a complete day from the moment I wake up until I go to bed, showing you the specific foods, the precise timing, and the strategies that have given me my life back. This is not a restrictive diet. This is not about deprivation, and this is not complicated, expensive food that requires hours of preparation. This is real practical food that you can find at any grocery store, prepared simply and timed strategically to minimize tremors, maximize energy, and optimize medication effectiveness. I am going to show you my actual breakfast that sets up my entire day for success, my strategic lunch that prevents afternoon crashes, my smart snacks that maintain stable energy, and my satisfying dinner that provides complete nutrition without interfering with tomorrow morning's medication. By the end of this video, you will have a complete blueprint that you can start following tomorrow to reduce your tremors, increase your energy, and take back control of your day. Before we dive into the specific foods and timing, I would love to know where you are watching from today and what time of day your tremors and fatigue are typically the worst. Leave a comment below with your location and your most challenging time, because understanding your pattern will help you apply what you learned today. Now let me show you exactly how I start my day to set myself up for minimal tremors and maximum energy. My day starts at 6:30 a.m. when my alarm goes off, and the very first thing I do before I even sit up in bed is reach for the glass of water on my nightstand and take my first levodopa dose of the day. This is absolutely critical. Taking medication immediately upon waking on a completely empty stomach after fasting all night gives it the best possible chance to absorb without any competition from food. I keep my medication in a small container on my nightstand, along with a full glass of water that I prepare the night before. So I do not have to get up and walk to the kitchen while I am still rigid and shaky. After taking my medication, I lie back down for another 15 to 20 minutes and do some gentle stretching in bed. Nothing strenuous, just slow movements to wake up my muscles, ankle circles, gentle knee bends, arm raises, and neck rolls. This helps ease the morning stiffness while my medication starts to absorb. Then at 6:50 a.m., about 20 minutes after taking my medication, I slowly get up and start my morning routine. I brush my teeth, wash my face, and get dressed. By this point, my medication is starting to kick in and movement becomes noticeably easier. Now here is the critical part. I do not eat anything until at least 7:30 a.m., which is a full 60 minutes after taking my medication. I know that feels like torture when you are hungry and waiting for your body to cooperate, but this 60-minute window is non-negotiable. If you want your morning medication to work optimally, research shows that eating too soon after taking levodopa can reduce absorption by 40 to 70%, which means the majority of your medication never gets into your system where it can work. So what do I do during that waiting hour? I make my bed, which takes about 5 minutes and gets me moving. I prepare my breakfast so it is ready to eat the moment my 60 minutes is up. I do some light household tasks, like starting a load of laundry or tidying up the kitchen. These gentle activities help my medication kick in and keep me distracted from hunger, and I drink more water, staying hydrated. is crucial for medication absorption and overall function. At exactly 7:30 a.m., 60 minutes after my medication, I finally eat breakfast. And what I eat makes all the difference in how I feel for the rest of the morning. Here is my exact breakfast that has transformed my mornings. I make a large bowl of steel-cut oatmeal cooked with water, not milk, because dairy protein would interfere with any remaining medication absorption to that oatmeal. I add a generous handful of fresh blueberries, which are packed with antioxidants that protect brain cells, a sliced banana for natural sweetness and potassium, 2 tablespoons of ground flaxseed, which provides omega-3 fatty acids that reduce inflammation, a small handful of chopped walnuts, about 6 to 8 walnut halves for additional omega-3s and healthy fats, and a drizzle of raw honey for a touch of sweetness. Alongside my oatmeal, I have a cup of green tea, which contains L-theanine, an amino acid that promotes calm focus and may have neuroprotective benefits. The small amount of caffeine in green tea also helps with alertness without the jitters that coffee sometimes causes. This breakfast provides approximately 450 calories, 65 grams of complex carbohydrates that digest slowly, providing steady energy, 8 grams of fiber that supports gut health, which is critical for Parkinson's, 12 grams of healthy fats from the walnuts and flaxseed, and only about 6 grams of protein, which is low enough that it will not interfere with my mid-morning medication dose. Notice what is not in this breakfast. No eggs, no Greek yogurt, no protein powder, no milk, no cheese. None of the high-protein foods that would compete with my medication for the first 3 years of my Parkinson's. I was eating eggs and turkey sausage for breakfast, thinking I needed protein for energy, and I could never understand why my morning medication seemed so unpredictable. Some days, it worked great. Other days, it barely worked at all. Once I switched to this protein-free breakfast, my morning medication became completely reliable, kicking in within 25 to 30 minutes every single day, and lasting a solid 3.5 to 4 hours by 8 a.m. I am finished with breakfast, and I am feeling good. My tremors at this point are minimal, my energy is stable, and I am ready to tackle my morning activities. I might go for a walk, do some exercises, work on projects around the house, or run errands. The key is that I have reliable, good mobility from about 7:45 a.m. until around 11 a.m., thanks to optimal medication absorption and strategic breakfast timing at 10:45 a.m. I take my second medication dose of the day again with a full glass of water. Now, this timing might seem early since I took my first dose at 6:30 a.m., but I have learned through trial and error that taking my second dose about 4 hours after my first dose and well before lunch gives me the best symptom control throughout the day. After taking this medication, I wait another full 60 minutes before eating lunch, which means I do not eat until 11:45 a.m. or sometimes noon. I know this might sound like a lot of waiting, but remember, the goal is to maximize the effectiveness of every medication dose, because when your medication works properly, you feel so much better that hunger becomes much less of an issue during this waiting period between medication and lunch. I stay busy and distracted. I might do some work at my computer, do light housework, make phone calls, or work on hobbies. I also drink plenty of water, herbal tea or sparkling water to stay hydrated. At 11:45 a.m., I eat lunch, and my lunch strategy is very specific. I keep protein very low or completely absent, just like breakfast, to ensure my afternoon medication doses work optimally. Here is what my typical lunch looks like. Option 1, a huge, colorful salad, and I mean huge. Filling an entire large dinner plate, the base is mixed greens, including spinach, arugula, and romaine, which provide folate and other B vitamins that support neurological function. To that I add cherry tomatoes, cucumber slices, shredded carrots, bell pepper strips, red onion, sliced avocado for healthy fats, a quarter cup of chickpeas for a small amount of plant-based protein and fiber, and a handful of pumpkin seeds for zinc and magnesium for dressing. I use extra virgin olive oil, fresh lemon juice, a touch of Dijon mustard, and Italian herbs. This is whisked together, not a store-bought dressing which likely contains inflammatory vegetable oils and hidden sugars alongside the salad. I have a slice of whole-grain sourdough bread with a thin spread of hummus, and a piece of fruit, usually an apple or a pear. This lunch provides approximately 500 calories, 70 grams of complex carbohydrates, 15 grams of fiber, 20 grams of healthy fats, and only about 10 grams of protein, mostly from the chickpeas and pumpkin seeds, which is low enough to have minimal impact on afternoon medication. Option 2, vegetable and bean soup that I make in large batches on Sundays. This soup contains carrots, celery, onions, garlic, tomatoes, zucchini, white beans, vegetable broth, and Italian seasoning. I serve a large bowl, about 2 cups, with a slice of whole grain bread and a side salad. This provides similar nutrition to option 1, plenty of vegetables, fiber, and complex carbs, with minimal protein. Option 3, a veggie-packed grain bowl. I start with a base of quinoa or brown rice, about 1 cup cooked, then pile on roasted vegetables like broccoli, Brussels sprouts, sweet potato, and red peppers, all drizzled with olive oil and roasted until caramelized. I add a few tablespoons of hummus, a sprinkle of sunflower seeds, and a squeeze of fresh lemon. This is hearty, satisfying, and again, keeps protein very low. The key principle with lunch is filling up on vegetables, whole grains, and healthy fats, while keeping animal protein very low or absent. This ensures my 2 p.m. medication dose will absorb properly without competition after lunch. I take a short 10 to 15-minute walk, if weather permits. Walking after meals helps with digestion, stabilizes blood sugar, and provides gentle movement that helps prevent stiffness. Research shows that even short walks after meals can improve medication absorption and reduce motor fluctuations. Then I have a solid afternoon of good function from about noon until around 3:30 or 4 p.m. During this time, my medication is working well. I have stable energy and my tremors are well controlled. This is when I accomplish the bulk of my daily tasks and activities. Before we continue to my afternoon snack and evening routine, I want to pause and ask you something important. What is your biggest challenge when it comes to eating to manage your Parkinson's symptoms? Is it that you do not know what to eat, or that you are too tired to cook? Or maybe you struggle with the timing and waiting periods between medication and meals? Or perhaps your family wants to eat foods that are not optimal for Parkinson's. Share your biggest obstacle in the comments below. Because when you name your specific challenge, you are much more likely to find solutions, and when you share honestly, you will discover that many others in our community face the exact same struggle, and together we can brainstorm practical strategies that work in real life. This community is built on shared experiences and mutual support. So please share your challenge below and let us help each other. Now let me continue with my afternoon snack strategy, which is crucial for maintaining stable energy and preventing the dreaded afternoon crash at 3 p.m. I take my 3rd medication dose of the day with water, following the same protocol as before, and then I wait 60 minutes before having an afternoon snack. But here is something important. I have noticed if I am feeling good at 3 p.m. with minimal symptoms, I might wait until 3:30 p.m. to take this dose, extending the time between doses slightly. This flexibility is something I have worked out with my neurologist, and it helps me avoid taking medication too frequently, which can lead to dyskinesia, those involuntary writhing movements that can develop from excessive levodopa at 4 p.m. after waiting 60 minutes from my medication. I have a strategic afternoon snack. The goal of this snack is to provide a gentle energy boost, prevent hunger before dinner, and maintain stable blood sugar without causing a crash. Here are my go-to afternoon snacks. Option 1, a smoothie made with 1 frozen banana, a cup of frozen mixed berries, a handful of fresh spinach, 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed, 1 tablespoon of almond butter for a small amount of protein and healthy fats, and 1.5 cups of unsweetened almond milk. This smoothie is naturally sweet, creamy, satisfying, and provides antioxidants, healthy fats, and sustained energy. It contains about 300 calories and only about 6 grams of protein. Option 2, apple slices with 2 tablespoons of almond butter and a small handful of raw almonds. This combination provides the perfect balance of natural fruit sugars for quick energy, healthy fats that digest slowly for sustained energy, and a small amount of protein and fiber to keep you satisfied. Option 3, homemade energy balls that I prepare in batches. I combine rolled oats, ground flaxseed, almond butter, honey, a touch of vanilla extract, and mini dark chocolate chips, then roll them into balls and keep them in the refrigerator. 2 or 3 of these balls provide a perfect afternoon snack with complex carbs, healthy fats, and just enough sweetness to satisfy cravings without spiking blood sugar. Option 4, a small bowl of mixed berries, strawberries, blueberries, raspberries, and blackberries with a handful of raw cashews and a few squares of dark chocolate, at least 70% cacao. This feels indulgent but is actually incredibly healthy, providing antioxidants, healthy fats, and compounds in dark chocolate that may support brain health. Option 5 vegetable sticks, carrots, celery, bell peppers, and cucumber with a quarter cup of hummus, plus a handful of whole grain crackers. This savory option is perfect if you are not in the mood for something sweet and provides fiber, protein, and healthy fats. The key with afternoon snacks is choosing foods that provide sustained energy rather than quick spikes and crashes. I avoid anything with refined sugar or white flour, which would cause blood sugar to spike and then crash, leading to worse fatigue and tremors. Within an hour, I also keep the snack moderate in size, not so large that it interferes with dinner appetite, but substantial enough to provide genuine energy and satisfaction. After my snack, I continue with afternoon activities, but I am mindful to include some rest time as well. Parkinson's is exhausting, and pushing too hard leads to worse symptoms. I might read for 30 minutes, do some gentle stretching or yoga, or simply sit outside and enjoy fresh air. Balancing activity with rest is crucial for managing energy throughout the day. By 5:30 p.m., I start thinking about dinner preparation, and this is where timing becomes critical again, because dinner is when I can finally eat a more substantial amount of protein without worrying about medication interference at 6 p.m. I take my 4th and final medication dose of the day. This is typically my last levodopa dose, though some people take a 5th dose later in the evening depending on their medication schedule. After taking this dose, I wait the full 60 minutes before eating dinner, and I use this time productively. I prepare dinner so it is ready to eat at 7 p.m. I set the table and create a pleasant eating environment, maybe lighting a candle or putting on relaxing music. I do some final light activity, tidying up or preparing things for the next day, and I drink more water, making sure I am well hydrated at 7 p.m. Exactly 60 minutes after my medication, I sit down to dinner, and this is where my eating day looks most normal. Because dinner comes after my last medication dose, I can include a more substantial protein portion without worrying about interference. Here is what my typical dinner looks like. I always structure my plate using the healthy plate method. Half the plate is non-starchy vegetables, 1/4 is a complex carbohydrate, and 1/4 is lean protein, and I eat in a specific sequence: vegetables first, then carbohydrates, then protein. This ensures optimal digestion, and if any medication is still being absorbed, the protein has the least impact option. 1 for the vegetable half of my plate. I have roasted broccoli and cauliflower tossed in olive oil, garlic and lemon, then roasted until slightly caramelized. I love roasted vegetables because the caramelization brings out natural sweetness and incredible flavor for my carbohydrate quarter. I have a medium-sized, baked sweet potato with the skin on, topped with a small amount of grass-fed butter or olive oil, and a sprinkle of cinnamon for my protein quarter. I have a 5-ounce piece of wild-caught salmon seasoned with lemon, dill, and black pepper, then baked until flaky salmon provides high-quality protein, plus omega-3 fatty acids that are powerfully anti-inflammatory and may slow Parkinson's progression. This meal provides approximately 600 calories with about 35 grams of protein. Is the bulk of my daily protein intake. Option 2. Vegetable: half a large portion of sautéed spinach with garlic and olive oil, plus roasted Brussels sprouts with balsamic vinegar. Carbohydrate: 1/4 cup of cooked quinoa, which is a complete protein source itself, seasoned with herbs. Protein quarter: a grilled chicken breast about 5 ounces, marinated in olive oil, lemon juice, garlic, and rosemary, then grilled until juicy. This meal is lighter than the salmon option, but equally satisfying and provides similar nutrition option. 3 vegetable half-roasted asparagus and a large mixed green salad with olive oil and lemon dressing. Carbohydrate quarter: 1 cup of brown rice or whole wheat pasta with a simple tomato sauce made from crushed tomatoes, garlic, basil, and olive oil. Protein: quarter grass-fed beef about 4 ounces, cooked as a burger or small steak. I limit red meat to once per week because of concerns about iron accumulation in the brain, but occasional grass-fed beef provides important nutrients like vitamin B12, zinc, and iron in moderate amounts. Option 4 for nights when I want something simpler. I make a large vegetable stir-fry using broccoli, bell peppers, snap peas, carrots, mushrooms, and bok choy, all stir-fried in avocado oil with fresh ginger, garlic, and a splash of coconut aminos, which is like soy sauce. But without the inflammatory compounds. I serve this over brown rice and add either tofu for plant-based protein or shrimp for animal protein. This is quick, easy, and incredibly flavorful. The key principles with dinner are eating a large volume of vegetables first, which fills you up with fiber and nutrients, keeping carbohydrates complex and unrefined for stable blood sugar, including a moderate portion of high-quality protein, about 4 to 6 ounces, to meet nutritional needs, and eating slowly and mindfully, which aids digestion and helps you recognize when you are satisfied. I take my time with dinner, usually spending 30 to 40 minutes eating, and often eating with my spouse or a friend, because social connection during meals is important for mental health. After dinner, I clean up the kitchen, and then I am done eating for the day. I do not snack after dinner, because I want to give my digestive system a break and ensure my stomach is completely empty when I take my morning medication the next day. This creates a natural intermittent fasting window from about 7:30 p.m. until 7:30 a.m. the next morning, which is about 12 hours. Research suggests that this eating window may provide benefits for cellular repair and brain health. If this complete daily eating plan is giving you ideas and showing you a practical way to eat to reduce tremors and increase energy, I want to strongly encourage you to subscribe to the Beyond Parkinson channel. Right now, we create detailed practical videos like this one every single week, covering nutrition, medication, management, exercise, and lifestyle strategies, all specifically designed for people living with Parkinson's disease. The information we provide goes far beyond what you typically receive in a brief doctor appointment, giving you the detailed how-to guidance you need to actually implement these strategies in real life. Our community of subscribers regularly tells us that the videos they find here have genuinely improved their symptoms, quality of life, and sense of control over their disease. Subscribing is completely free and ensures you will be notified every time we publish new content that could help you manage Parkinson's more effectively. Just click the subscribe button below this video right now and click the bell icon so you never miss important information. We are building a supportive community of people who refuse to let Parkinson's define their lives, and we would love to have you as part of it. Now let me share some additional tips and strategies that have helped me fine-tune this eating pattern for maximum benefit. One of the most important things I have learned is the power of meal preparation. Spending 2 to 3 hours on Sunday preparing food for the week makes everything so much easier when you are fatigued or having a difficult day. Here is what I prepare in advance. I cook a large batch of steel-cut oatmeal that I portion into individual containers and refrigerate in the morning. I just reheat one portion, add my toppings, and breakfast is ready in 3 minutes. I wash and chop all my vegetables for salads and store them in containers, so making a huge salad takes only 5 minutes. I cook a big pot of soup or a large batch of quinoa or brown rice that I can use for multiple lunches and dinners. I make energy balls or healthy snacks and store them in the refrigerator, so I always have something quick to grab. I prepare and portion out smoothie ingredients into individual bags in the freezer, so I can just dump a bag into the blender, add liquid, and have a smoothie in 2 minutes. And I sometimes grill or bake several chicken breasts or pieces of salmon that I can reheat and use throughout the week. This meal prep time on Sunday is an investment that pays off all week long, making it easy to stick to my eating plan, even on days when I am exhausted or my symptoms are challenging. Another crucial strategy is hydration. I drink at least 8 to 10 glasses of water throughout the day. Proper hydration is essential for medication absorption, helps prevent constipation, which is a major problem in Parkinson's, supports cognitive function, and helps maintain energy levels. I keep a large water bottle with me at all times, and I set reminders on my phone to drink water every hour. Dehydration can worsen tremors, increase fatigue, and make medications less effective, so this is non-negotiable. I also pay attention to my bowel movements. I know this is not a glamorous topic, but constipation is one of the most common and problematic symptoms of Parkinson's, and it can severely impact medication absorption and overall comfort. The high-fiber diet I follow with lots of vegetables, fruits, whole grains, and legumes combined with adequate hydration keeps my bowel movements regular, usually once per day in the morning. This is crucial for feeling good throughout the day. Another important element is supplements. While food should always be the foundation, I also take several supplements that support brain health and fill nutritional gaps every morning with breakfast. I take a high-quality omega-3 fish oil supplement, providing at least 1,000 milligrams of combined EPA and DHA vitamin D, 3 at least 2,000 IU. Because most Parkinson's patients are deficient and vitamin D supports dopamine function, a B complex vitamin to support energy production and neurological function, and a probiotic to support gut health, which influences brain health through the gut-brain axis. I have discussed all these supplements with my neurologist, and they are appropriate for my situation, but everyone should check with their doctor before starting supplements. Especially to avoid interactions with medications, I also focus on sleep hygiene, because quality sleep is essential for managing Parkinson's symptoms. I go to bed at the same time every night around 10 p.m. I keep my bedroom cool, dark and quiet. I avoid screens for at least 1 hour before bed. Instead, I read or listen to calming music, and I practice a brief relaxation routine including deep breathing and progressive muscle relaxation. Quality sleep helps reduce tremors, improves energy and supports overall brain health, so protecting my sleep is a top priority. Now let me address some real talk about the challenges of eating this way, because I want to be honest. This eating pattern requires planning, discipline and commitment, especially in the beginning. There are days when I want to just grab something quick and easy, or eat what everyone else is eating, without thinking about timing or protein content. There are social situations where the timing does not work perfectly, and I have to make compromises. There are times when I am traveling or eating at someone else's house and my usual foods are not available. But here is what I have learned. The benefits so dramatically outweigh the challenges that it becomes easier over time when you experience what it feels like to have 3 to 4 extra hours of good mobility every single day, when you notice your tremors are manageable instead of overwhelming, when you have stable, consistent energy instead of exhausting crashes. Those benefits become incredibly motivating, and you become willing to do what it takes to maintain them. I also want to acknowledge that everyone with Parkinson's is different. What works perfectly for me might need adjustments for you based on your medication schedule, your symptom patterns, your food preferences, and your lifestyle. The key principles remain the same. Timing protein strategically away from medications, eating mostly whole, unprocessed foods, focusing on anti-inflammatory foods, staying well hydrated, and maintaining consistent meal timing. But the specific foods and exact timing might need to be customized for your situation. I encourage you to work with your neurologist and possibly a registered dietitian who understands Parkinson's to develop your personalized eating plan. Use my daily routine as a template, but adjust it to fit your needs. One more important point: this way of eating is not about perfection. I would estimate that I follow this plan about 85 to 90% of the time. There are occasions when I eat differently: birthday parties, holidays, dinners with friends, or times when I am traveling and I do not beat myself up about it. I enjoy those occasions, and then I return to my regular eating pattern the next day. Consistency matters more than perfection. If you are eating to support your brain health and optimize medication effectiveness, most of the time you will see benefits, even if you are not perfect, every single day. Let me share the results I have experienced from eating this way, because the changes have been genuinely life-transforming. My morning stiffness has decreased by approximately 60%. I used to feel like a rusty robot every morning. Now I have some stiffness, but it is manageable and resolves quickly. Once my medication kicks in, my tremors have reduced in both frequency and intensity. They used to be constant and severe. Now I have long periods where tremors are minimal or absent, and even when they occur, they are less disruptive. My energy levels have stabilized dramatically. I used to have terrible crashes in the afternoon where I could barely function. Now my energy stays relatively stable throughout the day, with only mild fatigue in the evening. My medication effectiveness has become completely predictable. Before, I never knew if my pills would work on any given day. Now they work consistently every single time, because I have eliminated protein competition. My cognitive function has improved significantly. I used to struggle with brain fog, memory problems, and difficulty concentrating. Now my thinking is clear and sharp. Most of the time, my mood has improved. I am less anxious, less depressed, and more hopeful about living well with Parkinson's. I believe this is partly due to better symptom control, but also because good nutrition directly supports mental health. My constipation has resolved completely. This was a major quality of life issue before, and now it is simply not a problem thanks to high fiber and hydration. My overall quality of life has improved dramatically. I can do activities I love, spend time with people I care about, and feel like myself again, rather than feeling like Parkinson's has taken over my life. These improvements did not happen overnight. It took about 6 weeks of consistent eating before I noticed significant changes, but once the improvements started, they continued to build. I have now been eating this way for over 2 years, and the benefits have been sustained. In fact, I think they have continued to improve as I have fine-tuned my approach for people with Parkinson's who are struggling with unpredictable tremors, exhausting energy crashes, and feeling like medications are not working well enough. I want you to know that what you eat and when you eat, it can make a massive difference. You do not have to accept severe symptoms as inevitable. You have more control than you might think. The daily eating pattern I have shared today, protein-free breakfast, and lunch with strategic timing around medications, large volumes of vegetables and complex carbohydrates, adequate hydration, smart supplementation, and substantial protein only at dinner after the last medication dose is based on solid scientific research and has been proven effective in multiple clinical studies. But more importantly, it has worked for me and for hundreds of other patients I have worked with, giving us back hours of good function every single day, reducing tremors, improving energy, and allowing us to live fuller, richer lives despite Parkinson's. I encourage you to try this approach for at least 6 weeks and track your symptoms carefully. Notice your tremor patterns, your energy levels, your medication effectiveness, and your overall quality of life. I think you will be amazed at the improvements you experience. If this video has shown you a practical, realistic way to eat to manage Parkinson's symptoms more effectively, please subscribe to the Beyond Parkinson channel so you can continue learning evidence-based strategies. Every single week we cover nutrition, exercise, medication management, and emerging treatments, all designed specifically for people with Parkinson's. Our community is supportive, engaged, and committed to living well. Despite this disease, subscribing is free and ensures you never miss important information. Just click the subscribe button and the bell icon right now. Thank you so much for watching today. Thank you for being willing to make changes to improve your health, and thank you for being part of a community that believes we can live well with Parkinson's through informed, intentional choices. I look forward to seeing you in the comments below, where you can share your own experiences and questions. And I will see you in our next video, where we will continue exploring practical strategies for thriving with Parkinson's. Until then, remember that small, consistent changes in what you eat and when you eat, it can create massive improvements in how you feel every single day. You have more power than you think, and I am here to help you discover it. Take care and eat well.